Hello students, I am your faculty Arpita Sharma. Welcome to our AriserTalent students. We are discussing maths and in that we were discussing solutions, alright. So, we are talking about types of solution and we discovered that there are three kinds of solution there, right. Unique solution, infinity or many solution, no solution at all. Okay, then we discovered that consistent, what is consistent? Solution is called consistent. In that it is having two cases. Now, what is consistent? The consistent system where we can find any solution. If you are finding solution, the system is consistent. In this case, we have two cases. The first one is consistent equation with unique solution. Okay, so either you will having unique solution or you will having infinite solution, students, right. So, talking about consistent equation with unique solution, the graphs of two equations intersect at the unique point. For example, consider equation x plus 2 y equals to 4 and 7x plus 4y equals to 18. We talked about these two equations and created a graph, plotted a graph, and the graph was plotted like this. Okay, so this line equation, that is x plus 2y equals to 4, x plus y equals to 2y, this is 2y, students, right. So, x plus 2y equals to 4, then 7x plus 4y equals to 18, here it is. So, these two lines are intersecting at this particular point, which is 2, 1. The coordinate axis, this particular coordinate is shows x axis and this shows y axis ordinate, right. So, this is the intersection point. So, this will be known as unique solution of the equations, right. The number one category. Then the second, the consistent equation with infinity or many solution. So, in this case, I am having this equation. Let's suppose it's 2x plus 4y equals to 9. It is given, right. Now, students, what I did? Okay, I have what I have done, like this is 3x, then now it is 2x. So, how can I make this 3x or this 2x as 3x? Okay, I will just multiply this complete equation 2x plus 4y equals to 9 by 3 by 2, right, by 3 by 2. Okay, so when will I do that? I will be getting 3 by 2 multiplied by 2x, right or wrong, plus 3 by 4 upon 2 equals to 3 by 2 multiplied by 9. Now, student, this case, this will cut by 2, that's why here. Okay, now it's as it is, now it will become 3x plus, now 3 to the 6, 6y equals to 27 by 2. Now, this is the equation. So, this is the equation here. So, that means if I make some equation by dividing that equation or subtracting or addition of that equation, that means that equation is particularly the same, because we have studied in the properties of these equations. If you divide, if you multiply, if you add or subtract in both sides of that equation, that will be same. So, what will happen in this case? If the graph of this line is equals to this, if this line shows represent this 2x plus 4y equals to 9. So, graph of this equation will be the same here. So, what will I say? That the graph of this equation and this equation will overlap. So, if they are overlap, they are meeting, or they are meeting at every point. At every point, now how many number of points line have? Infinite. So, we are having infinite solution. So, if we are having consistency case, then if you are having consistent solution, then you are having two cases involved. In first case, you are having only unique one solution. In second case, you are having infinite or many solutions at all. Right, students? Okay. So, let's have the graph here. So this is the graph. I'm removing this one also. Now you can just note this, right? Now this is 2x plus 4y equals to 9 and 3x plus 6y equals to 27 by 2. This is the line which shows both the equations, right, on the graph. The graph of the above equations coincide, right? Coordinates of every point on the lines are the solution. Every point, because every point on this line meets each other, right? So hence the given equation are consistent with infinity or many solution, right? Now inconsistent equation. Inconsistent means no solution at all. If you are having no solution, when you are having no solution, if the line never meets. Now when the lines never meets, when the line never meets, it's a condition of parallel lines, isn't it? If I am taking parallel lines, then they will never meet, okay. So if I am taking this line and just imagine these are like parallel lines, okay, distance between them are always same, then they are parallel lines, okay, they will never meet, okay. So they will have no solution because they are not meeting at all, they are not intersecting, there is no intersection point. So I will be having no solution at all. This is simple. So this is the third case, okay students. For example, 2x plus 4y equals to 10, 3x plus 6y equals to 6. Now how will you make the graph of this? How will you make the graph of this? Okay, I have told you how to make graphs, right or wrong? Tell me. Tell me. No, I have told you we were having this x dash axis and y dash axis. Now if I am talking about this first equation, which is 4x plus 2y equals to 10, 4x plus 2y equals to 10, right students, isn't it? If I am taking this equation and I am taking the values x equals to 0, let us x equals to 0. No, now the value of y in this condition, y will be equals to 10 minus 4x by 2, or can I simply say that equals to 5 minus 2x, this is y. Now if the value of x is 0, then value of y will be 5 minus 0 is 5, okay. Now if the value of x is 1, value of x is 1, so it will be 5 minus 2 multiplied by 1, now 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, so 5 minus 2 is 3, so 1 and 3, okay. Now 2, if I am taking x equals to 2, okay, then 2 2s are 4, subtracting from 5, that will be 1, okay, 2 by 1, okay. Now if I am taking the value 3, right, now taking value 3, that will go in minus, 5 minus 3 2s are 6, minus 1, so minus 1 here, okay students. So I am taking what? I am taking this, let us suppose this point and this point, let us see what happens, right. So I should make it some proper, okay. So this is my proper, so you know you have to adjust with my proper, okay. This is 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, somewhat it's here like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, here it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now student, this is x and x dash, so it's x dash, so that will be minus 5 minus 4 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1, and it's y and it's y dash, so it's y dash, that means that will be minus here, right students, you know all this, right. Now at x equals to 0, y equals to 5, at x equals to 0, x 0 is here, y equals to 5, so this point is 1 point. Now the second point is 1 and 3, so 1 and 3. So 1 is here at x and 3 is here. Okay. Now can I say also that if it's 2, right, it's 2 and it's 1. If it's 2, it will be 1 here. So can I have this line? That will be something like that. This will be the line here, students. So this is the line. Okay. This is the line. Now I am talking about the second equation. Second equation is what? Second equation is here you are having 6x plus 3y equals to 6, right. I can write it like by 2x plus y equals to 2. Now y from here is equals to what? 2 minus 2x, right. So if x equals to 0, if x equals to 0, value of y is 2. If x equals to 1, value of y is 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, so locate these point 0 and 2. Now 0 and 2 here, right. Then 1 and 0. Now 1 here and 0 on this point. Okay. So student, when we will meet this line, and just extend these lines. So these lines will be what? Parallel to each other. What? Parallel to each other. This line is what? This line and this line. This line is the line 4x plus 2y equals to 10, right. And this is 6x plus 3y equals to 6. Okay, students. Now these two lines are what? Parallel. So these lines are never going to meet. Okay, students. Now if they are not going to meet, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means they are parallel. Okay. Now students, look here. It's like 2 and it's 1. Okay. This is 2, this is 1. Now for the next, we are having this 3 and this is also 3, right. The next point is here. Okay. And if you locate the points, you will see the same pattern. Okay. So these are basically, these are what? These are what? These are parallel lines. Now if they are parallel lines, they will be having no solution at all. So this is type of inconsistent thing, inconsistent equation. We are having only one case, that the graph will be having no solution. Now can we recall this? Note this, student, and we can have this graph also on this. That will be the graph. Okay. Okay, students. So this is the graph. Okay, same kind of graph we have plotted. It have taken some other values, we have taken some other values, but the graph is same. Okay, students. So you can just note this. Right. Now we will revise what we have studied. We have studied what? Type of solution, students, right? Type of solutions. Type of solutions. Now solution type, talking about that, these are of two types. First type and second type. Consistent and not consistent. Consistent, or you can write it inconsistent, or right. Now if it's consistent, it can have either unique solution. It can have unique solution. Now the second thing, it can have infinite or many solutions. Infinite or many solutions. Right. Now inconsistent, no solution. So I'll ask you, this is about the theory, how you make the graph for this, or how the graph look like for this. Okay, so here it is. If you are having unique solution, you will be having a graph like this, two lines intersecting at a point. Two lines intersecting at a point, these are called as unique solution. Okay. Now, if you are having two lines overlapping on one another, you will be having infinite or many solution. If you are having some parallel lines, now student understand this, it is not compulsory that lines will be here only, that lines can be like this also, but should be parallel to each other. Okay, so if the lines are parallel to each other, they will be having no solution, and here the two remaining graphs, this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. Now how the question examiner asks you? Okay, so examiner do what? Examiner will give you an equation and will ask you whether it is consistent or inconsistent, or if it is consistent, then which kind of consistent, right? So you can have that graph plotted in your sheet, and then will answer according to your graph you have plotted, that whether it is meeting, whether it is a graph of two lines meeting at a point, or it is a graph of the lines overlapping each other, or it is a graph having parallel lines. Okay, so you can answer accordingly, right students? Right. Should I rub this? Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay students, moving forward, we'll having this intersecting lines. We can write it in a table. Okay, I've understood, make you understand by a table. Okay, like a flow chart, and it's a tabular form, right? Intersecting lines consistent with unique solution. Coincident, that means consistent with infinite solution. The parallel lines inconsistent, no solution at all. Okay. Now example, show graphically that the system of equation this and this is consistent with unique solution. Now consistent with unique solution. Consistent with unique solution means for sure it will have one solution. So that will be something like this, having this intersection point, students, right? Intersection point. Now coming to the question, show graphically that the system of equation. Now I will be having these equations here in my solution part. What I am having two given equations. I am having two equations given, right? The first equation is x minus 4y plus 14 equals to 0, right? And the second is 3x plus 2y minus 14 equals to 0, right? Okay, so students, I will be having this margin. I will work on this equation this side and on this equation this side. Okay, now student, if this is so, can I take the value of y from this equation and for this equation too? How? Simply, I will adjust that by minus 4y equals to minus 14 minus of x, right? Or I can say that y equals to 14 plus x by 4. Okay, x minus 4y plus 14 equals to 0. What I have done? I have transposed x and 14 this side. Now y will become, if I will take minus common, that will be all positive here because they are all negative here. So negatives will cancel out, positive will remain. So y will be equals to 14 plus x by 4. Now this is one value. Now again same for that, I will be finding this 2y equals to 14 minus 3x. Now y equals to what? 14 minus 3x by 2. Right or wrong? Right? Okay. So I will be having this as my y. Okay, so I'm having y's of two equations right there. So I can put values of x and find values of y, isn't it? Right or wrong? Okay, so if I am having same coordinates here, same values of x and y here, and same values of x and y there also, then what will I say? That yes, the graph lines are going to intersect. Understand this. If I am having some alpha 1 beta 1 for this side and alpha 2 beta 2 of that side, such that alpha 1 equals to alpha 2 and beta 1 equals to beta 2, then this is the intersection point of these two lines. Okay, so now I am going to explain this to you, like tell you how to do it, right students? So at x equals to 0, I am taking same values of x here and there, and I'll find out that at what x values, the values of y are same for both also, right? So at x equals to 0, let's suppose at x equals to 2, or at x equals to 1, at x equals to 1 also. For this, at x equals to 2, at x equals to 2 also, right? So if x equals to 0, this y will become 14 by 4, 7 by 2. So now that will be 0 and 7 by 2. Now if I am going with this, that will be y equals to that is right there. Okay, we don't need to move forward, isn't it? Okay, so if I put x equals to 0, that will become also 7 by 2. So if it is 7 by 2 and if it is 7 by 2, right students? No, it's 7 by 4, right? And it's 14 by 2, right? Okay, so we mistaken here, that is 14 by 2, right? So these values are totally different. This is 0 and 7 by 2 and this is 0 and 7, right? Now for the second, I'll be having y equals to 14. Now I am having x equals to 1. 14 plus 1 equals to 15 by 4. So 1 and 15 by 4. Now I am taking x equals to 1 there, right? So for x equals to 1, y will be equals to 14 minus 3 by 2, right? That will be 11 by 2. So the values are 1 and 11 by 2, isn't it? Right. Now I am taking x equals to 2 students. At x equals to 2, I will be having y equals to what? 14 plus 2, 16. 16 by 4 equals to 4. So that will be 2 and 4. Now at x equals to 2, so I can just write it there also in a full flash form, that y equals to 14 plus 2 by 4, that is 16 by 4 equals to 4. So 2 and 4. Now for x equals to 2, at that I will be having y equals to 14 minus 3 multiplied by 2 by 2, which is 14, 6 by 2, right? Sorry. So that will be 8 by 2, that will be 4. Okay, so this is again 2 by 4. At this particular point students, this is 2 by 4, right? This is 2 by 4 and this is again 2 by 4. 2 by 4 and 2 by 4, that means what? We are having a common points. So that will be the intersection, right or wrong? So students, if I am going to plot the graph here, right? If I am going to have this graph here and I will be having this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. I am not going to extend it, you may. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's suppose minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. Right. So, I am having these points. Let's suppose I am taking this 0 and 7 by 2. Now, what is 7 by 2? This 3.5 simply. So, at 0 x and 3.5 y. So, 3.5 y will be here. So, this point is here. I am talking about this line x minus 4y plus 14 equals to 0, students, right. Now, this is 1. Now, second is, can I take this value 2 and 4? Okay. So, 2 here and 4 right there. Okay, students. Now, I am having this line which is like this, right. It will go like this. Okay. Now, students, what I am having at this point, at 0 the value is 7, at 0 the value is 7, something like that. So, I will not consider that. At 1 the point, the second value is 11.2. Now, what is 11.2? 11.2 is nothing but 5.5. Okay. So, at 1, so x equals to 1, the value is 5.5. So, 5 is here. So, 5.5 will be there, right. So, this is the first point. Now, the second point, I will be taking the same 2 and 4. Okay. So, 2 here and 4 there. So, again the same point. So, the line will be like this. Okay. Right. So, they will intersect at this point. Now, this point is what? 2 and 4. Now, this line's equation is what? This line's equation is 3x plus 2y minus 14 equals to 0. So, this is that line, and this line is x minus 4y plus 14 equals to 0. So, these are two lines which are intersecting at a point. So, you can have this is a consistent with a unique solution. Unique solution is this, right, students? Okay, understood this question? Okay, so note this, students, so that we can move forward. Okay, noted. So, students, is quite easy, and you know, it's like funny also to, because I like this, like having values and plotting some graphs and you know, draw lines and find out where it meets, and that's your solution, right? Isn't it so easy? Okay, students, so this is for today. Sorry. Okay, so this is for today. We'll meet in next session, students, with some more interesting question. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.